Alright, hello there everyone. Today we will be talking about the CPU scheduler for 3502, project number 2. This application right here was built by Professor Chris Raegan, and we were supposed to add onto it with new algorithms that we would come up with. So he already gave us 4 to base off of. He gave us first come, first serve, shortest job first, priority scheduling, and round robin. And then what I built was a fair share algorithm, as well as a highest return ratio algorithm. Or HRN. I will, since the professor already added these, I'm not going to go in depth in them for sake of time, but I will go over fair share and HRN if you don't mind. I'm also going to go for first come, first search to show a little bit of the basics of how it works, right? So you have a list for your results, which is what you're going to return at the end, and then you have your current time to figure out how long it's going to go, and then what first come, first serve is doing is it just orders the processes by the arrival times. And then it goes through each process and finishes them like this. It's just a couple of math equations to figure out what the actual time that it takes to finish them is. And then you just add the results and then return the results. Real simple. Let's go into the good stuff now. So the run fair share algorithm is supposed to divide its resources equally between each process. Now, since here we're not dealing with actual CPU clock resources, what I'm doing is I'm dividing each of the time clock speeds, whatever, equally into each process that runs. So what I'm doing here is I'm sorting the processes first, just for simplicity's sake, and then I'm keeping track of the process times to know how much of each process is run already, as well as the wait times, which is basically just how far apart spread are all the resources. Okay, and what I'm doing is first I'm going through each process to check at this point in time which process is supposed to be running, as well as which process hasn't finished yet. So here, it's already started, and here it hasn't finished yet. If it has, I give that process 1 unit of resource time, and I increase the number of resources currently running by 1. After that, I go again through all the processes, and what I do is I use that number of processes to increase my wait times, as well as calculate all the extra stuff. So the remaining time to figure out all calculations later on, when did they finish, how much did they wait using wait times, and then turnaround time. All right. Once the process is done, I add it to my results, and I make my process time -1 to make sure that it doesn't bother me again. And then if all the processes are -1, I just end it. And you can see it running right here with an average waiting time of 14, an average turn of 20, CPU utilization of 100% because it's running all the time, and a throughput of 0.2. I can also increase the number of processes like this and generate random number ones. And it will run like this. And it does get really bad really quick, right? Because you're spreading yourself so thin with so many processes. But it's a sorting algorithm. It's a scheduling algorithm, I guess. Now into HRN, which is really fun. Let's go back to 5. HRN just has a formula, which is this one right here, to calculate which one has the biggest response ratio, so like highest priority per se, of all the processes, and it runs that fully. It's a great middle ground between shortest job first and first come, first serve, because you're using both how much time they've been waiting as well as how long the process is to figure out which one you should run first. All right, so I just do my result list. I create a list for my waiting times, and then I have my highest ratio and highest index to figure out who my highest process is. And after that, I just increase my current time by that burst time to specify that I've run that process fully. I add all the information to my results, and I remove that process and remove that waiting time from my list because I'm done with it. I run that until I have no processes left. And once I have no processes left, I return my results. And you can see it running right here. So HRN runs right here with 50. Why not? Throughput of 0.1, CPU utilization 100%, average turn 237, average wait of 227 with 50 processes. And then with 5, you can see it running. Oh, that's for sure. You can see it running here with an average waiting time of 6.6, average turn of 10.4, use utilization of 100, and a throughput of 0.3. All right, that would be it for the presentation. If you have any questions, please let me know.